And we're back with more Emperor's text-to-speech. I should really space these recordings a lot closer together. Maybe I'll do a set of them, but it looks like this episode is going to be about the Necrons, which I would like to think that I know a little bit of lore about them now, but we'll see. Some sort of desert? Okay.
This is definitely it. The Crimson Path, the center point of the Oriole subsector.
Crimson Path.
When my work here is done, this planet shall rival Terra itself in its sacredness.
Really?
Now I would act really into this, but I've just got to stay all mysterious and stoic and cool. So
I see.
think I can.
Gotcha.
But, well, I suppose one squeal might not harm anything.
You were fucking cool.
Bruh. Alright. Before we continue, give me a second to search up Crimson Path. The Crimson Path is the overall strategic plan of Abaddon the Despoiler, the War Master of Chaos and Chaos Lord of the Black Legion, to lead the forces of Chaos from the Eye of Terror all the way to Holy Terra itself in the final days of the 31st millennium. I see. Okay. Well, I mean, it makes sense to be called the Crimson Path. Let me look at this picture. Abaddon intends to succeed where his predecessor Horus failed, breaking the Imperial Palace wide open and tearing the Emperor's rotting corpse from the Golden Throne. Over the millennia, each of his conquests and Black Crusades has gradually paved the way from the Eye of Terror towards the Sol System, despite this grand design often being oblivious to the Imperium's defenders. Less obvious, however, is that along that path, his actions have gradually weakened the veil between real space and the warp, assisting the birth of the Great Rift after the successful conquest of the fortress world of Cadia. It is for this reason that the Servants of Chaos now also sometimes refer to the Great Rift itself as the Crimson Path.
Alright, I feel much better now. It's at times like these that I'm really glad that I just monologue to myself and not actually talk to anyone else. Because if someone had heard that, I would be seriously fucked.
Uh-huh. Dramatic much. But I guess that's just Warhammer as a whole. What are those? What?
So you're seriously going to go through with this? Search the entirety of Terra, the holiest, grandest, and most populated planet in the universe, to find the one who sent this message?
No household shall be left unchecked, and no person shall go unquestioned.
The Imperium is crazy,
well, if you
man.
say so. It's not like you care much for your reputation anyway.
Yeah. Oh, God. Not these guys again. Bruh. Calm down.
Well, I hope you do
Well, I guess he's
realize
dead.
Terra is the most densely populated and overbuilt planet in the Imperium. It'll take decades to interrogate every single individual on this planet.
Do not
And that's
doubt
what I'll
us.
do.
This is what we are the best at. We will scan the entirety of Terra and its people in but a few days.
This sounds highly fucking illegal!
It does, yes.
Oh, my colon just...
Oh, no.
Big Goji Vander never had to deal with this bullshit. Yeah, maybe we should make him High Lord of Terra again.
All that radioactive.
Who's that? Goji Van... There's so many things that I don't know. Goji Vandire attained the important position of Master of the Administratum, and thus a High Lord of Terra, through assassination and threats. Oh. And later manipulated the Ecclesiarch Paulius III to secure control over the Ecclesiarchy. He became known as a megalomaniac and at the end almost completely insane, triggering the age of apostasy that nearly tore the Imperium apart. He was the 361st High Lord of the Administratum. That does not sound like a great leader. I mean, he literally triggered the age of apostasy. No wonder why he didn't have to deal with this bullshit. Because he was insane.
Deal with this bullshit? Yeah, maybe we should make him High Lord of Terror again.
Don't do it.
All that radioactive hellfire you've been exposed to, exterminating every planet you come across.
Exterminating.
Perception. Do you even realize how hard it is to mobilize on one of these hive worlds? It's really damn hard, but I guess you don't realize since you sit on that mobility scooter all day.
Well, your hat's lost the piece.
Got him.
Shut it, you old trash bags.
Well, while I wait for your state director to calm itself, I shall start this sentence.
At least remember to expect the rulings of Terra, Theodore. Not a single drop of blood shall fall upon these sacred grounds. When you have found your suspects, at least do the decency of taking them far away from Terra if your eagerness to spill blood grows heavy on you.
Yes, I am fully aware. You have my promise. Soldiers, the search has begun. But take heed. Not a single citizen of Terra shall have his or her blood spilled on these sacred grounds. So, remember, only to burn.
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say something like, oh, maybe they have like a container underneath them to make sure the blood doesn't spill out. Because obviously, right? Like, they're the Inquisitors. They're going to torture people and kill them, even if they're innocent. What was it that Bricky said in his initial video? You're guilty until proven innocent. And even if proven innocent, you're probably already dead by then. Bruh.
My lord, was it really that funny?
Apparently so.
Really? Come on, the Necrons still pose a major threat. Just because the Blood Angels teamed up with them at once doesn't mean they're the Imperium's allies or anything. Okay.
My dude's popping off.
Maybe it is kind of funny.
No, you are incapable of finding things funny because you are a custodes.
Alright, I forgot. But anyway, what was I? Oh yes! So the Blood Angels and the Necrons defeated the Vile Tyranids together, and afterwards they went their separate ways, as the Blood Angels and the Necrons were both tired from the big battle.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. When I learned about the Tyranid lore, there are instances where the Imperium, as well as Xenos races, would team up together in order to beat back their high fleets, or whatever they're called. The Tyranids are just that scary that they can basically unite unlikely allies in order to make sure that everything doesn't get eaten. Although I suppose when it comes to the Necrons, they don't really go for Necrons. I mean, the Tyranids don't go for them because they don't really have much biomass. But still, I would assume that they're just a pain to deal with, so you might as well help each other. From what I know of the Tau, however, I think they're on the edge of the galaxy. So the Tau have to deal with the Tyranids quite often, and that's kind of where the interactions between the Imperium and the Tau happen.
Commander Dante thought it was distasteful to turn on the Necrons after they had helped each other out.
The Necrons were tired. The Blood Angels found something distasteful. I'd like to laugh more, but that might break my fragile funny bone. Anyway, I was
They
under
are the Blood Angels
that
after all.
Necrons were tireless, soulless skeleton robots with no personality.
So why would they be
or
tired?
anything. What the fuck happened?
Believe me, my lord, I think we all were under the impression until we heard about the Blood Angels and their apparent alliance with them. Before, they just spent most of their time coming out on planets unexpectedly and killing anything that lives.
What?
Having a singular goal in mind, which was the seal of the Eye of Terror, swat away the Tyranids and have the rest of the galaxy become never-ending all-you-can-eat buffet for their gods to Catan.
Sounds like what I would do if I was a soulless skeleton robot. That and slow walk around intimidatingly. Yes, it reminds me of that Holo that I watched a few millennia back.
But
Now they will...
Oh man. I mean, they really are just space terminators. If I did actually become a Necron, that is also something I would do. Because, like, yeah, this is a very unique opportunity that only you can achieve.
Well, their goal is still essentially the same, but now it has become apparent that the Catan were actually somehow shattered into pieces a long time ago, and the Necrons have leftover fragments of them in their possession containing near limitless powers. Also, as of late, some Necrons have even been reported to have actual personalities and even feelings. Oh, Briar's apparently able to think anymore. No idea where they went off to. They just sort of up sticks and left, I guess.
Well, how does it feel having less emotion than a creepy fucking skeleton robot?
It feels fantastic not being on the same impotent level as a filthy Xeno, my lord.
I guess you can put it in that way as well. Anyway, I'm intrigued by the idea of those shards. I will have to ask the remaining Alpha Marines to get one for me when they get back.
Sure thing, my lord.
Just not a shard of that punk-ass fan god the Deceiver. The description you gave reminds me too much of that mysterious, tentacle-headed, metallic jerk who came by every Saturday night to play Paradox Billiards, Bostroyan Roulette, fourth-dimensional hypercube chess strip poker with
What?
Weebs and Chego Rap in the webway of female.
What are we talking about anymore? What? I guess there's still like quite a fair bit more that I have to learn about the Necron lore, like the Deceiver, the Catan Deceiver. Also, I wonder what the Imperium would be able to achieve if they ever got their hands on a Catan shard. Would the power be able to be used for something, or how would the shard affect them? I keep messing up the details because I got conflicting comments about it, but pretty sure there was like a Catan shard on Mars, and that's why the Necrons, no, not the Necrons, the Mechanicus are the way that they are. Like the worshipping the machine god and whatnot. So maybe it has some sort of effect on them, or maybe I've been incorrectly attributing this to a Catan shard.
Although, to be fair, at least he wasn't as much of a douchebag as that fat guy with the cigar who showed up with Tzinch that one time.
Huh?
Yeah, that guy.
I thought all this time you've been having a constant mental war with the forces of chaos as well as guiding our ships through the power of the Astronomica.
Oh, so that's what you mean.
I'm allowed a day off once in a while. Besides, I'm the best fucking multitasker in the galaxy.
Oh, sorry.
I mean, he kind of has to be in order for the webways to operate. That makes a lot of sense. And I'm sure Tzinch would be down for a game. Like, you know, it sounds like a fun thing. And he's not really pressed to destroy the entire galaxy, which I think he can. But like, then it would be boring. And I feel like just fictional characters that are like that usually have to be that way, or else the story would just end.
So far, I have to say that I'm not impressed. These Necrons do not sound as much of a threat as those hungry space cockroaches.
Well,
yeah.
They are still more of a threat than you might think. Which actually reminds me of a story I need to tell you that will surely refurbish your pride in your angels of death.
Good luck with that.
You see, during year 912, the Necron lords of the two modern bosses got really mad because Necrons of another empire started to expand in his territory. In response to this, the Necron lord suddenly revealed a massive planet-sized space vessel called the World Engine and started drifting through Imperial space, destroying anything that crossed
The World
path.
Engine?
Later, during year 926, after several Imperial planets had been destroyed by the World Engine,
Bruh.
a whole lot of space marines and the entirety of a local Imperial fleet were sent to destroy it.
Holy shit, a giant skeleton space robot planet that shoots molecule-breaking beams and destroys everything it spots. I want one.
I see. But we have talked about it before, that the Necrons have some serious weaponry that they could crack out, but probably not a good idea to do so. I haven't specifically heard about the World Engine though. Give me a second to do some research here. World Engine was a name given by the Imperium of Man to a monstrous mobile artificial tomb world of the Necrons of the Neocaras dynasty, known to those undying Xenos as Borsis. Oh, so the entire tomb world itself is the World Engine. Oh, like it's kind of in the name. It's probably should have been obvious. It was discovered in the Vital sector of the Imperium after the Necrons hibernating in stasis tombs beneath its metallic surface rose from the Great Sleep. This Necron planet-sized weapon was armed with an array of deadly Gauss projectors capable of scorching away all life on the surface of an entire planet, presenting a hideous threat to the security of the Imperium once its existence was discovered. The engine was attacked in the Vital sector by 15 Space Marine task forces, supported by elements of the Imperial Navy. Okay, and there are some more details here, but I think we're about to get into that, so I'll just let the episode play.
Attack the World Engine at the same time, but apparently a very strong void shield was surrounding it, making it nigh impervious to harm. This, together with the vessel's mighty arsenals of planet-devastating weaponry, cost millions of lives during that battle.
I guess no one knows what retreating is in this fucking Imperium nowadays.
So
Yeah,
now,
we don't
here's
do
the
that.
awesome part. The Space Marines known as the Astral Knights.
I never made anything called astronauts.
The Astral
No,
Knights?
seriously, my lord. You won't even care that you didn't directly make them. You see, all of the Astral Knights decided to ram their spaceship, the Battle Barge Tempestus, straight into the World Engine's void shield.
Fucking damn
Oh.
it. Why do you assholes keep wasting precious battleships?
The shield cracked up and the ship penetrated the hull of the World Engine, allowing all Astral Knights to board it and destroy all weapons, energy batteries, supplies, commandos, and Necrons inside. The battle continued inside the World Engine for 100 hours, all Marines dying doing what they do best. But not before their leader, armed to Ara, decided to overload the entire damn vessel in its central core with the help of some melter grenades. After
Melter
this destructive
grenades!
overhaul, the void shield was turned off completely, and this is where the rest of the Imperial fleet took their chance and shot the crap out of the planet ship with cyclonic torpedoes.
Well, slap
I
me
see.
on the kneecap and call me a fucking skeleton. That is actually amazing.
After this incredibly awe-inspiring victory, the remains of the World Engine were taken in by the Adeptus Mechanicus.
Of course they
while
did.
Battle Barge Tempestus was salvaged and set up as a monument with an Imperial shrine in it, holding
Also, who are the Astral Knights? I've never heard of them before this. I feel like I should have, but I don't know. Maybe I forgot about them? Even the Emperor didn't recognize them.
statues of the 772 Astral Knights that had sacrificed themselves to bring down the World Engine.
Sorry, I was totally mistaken. I totally remember that I did make the Astral Knights now.
Really?
They were
Okay.
one of the secret legions I made before the Great
Oh.
Crusade that I never told anyone about. They were
Really?
the best around. Nothing was ever going to keep them down.
Oh my god.
Right. Whatever you say.
I mean, is that true? Alright. Let's see here. The Astral Knights was a Loyalist Codex Astartes compliant Space Marine chapter from an unknown founding that was a successor chapter of the Imperial Fists. Okay, so we just don't know where they came from, but they exist. Alright. Well, I guess that opens up a lot of questions. Like, I didn't realize that there were chapters outside of the ones that we know about, but I suppose that should always have been like a thing that I thought about because, you know, how expansive the Warhammer 40k universe is. Like, there's so many things that are out there that we probably have yet to even learn about.
Also, on the previous subject matter, I have to say that I kind of like that one Necron that you mentioned. Trashy the Incontinent or something.
Do you mean Trace in the Infinite Tunnel?
That's what I said.
What? Trashy the Incontinent? I mean, Trazen is just out here collecting stuff and chilling. It's pretty cool. And apparently he's able to outsmart his nemesis that has the ability to time travel and still can't beat the guy. What a mad lad.
Do you mean Trace in the Infinite, my lord?
That's what I said, you tube of fucking custard. Anyway, even if he is an alien fiend, I cannot deny that the idea of stealing incredibly valuable objects from all around the galaxy only to put them in a massive skeleton robot space museum is a great one.
Ah, yes.
Absolutely
The only goal of the
baller.
galaxy is to claim historic artifacts and relics and return to his true world of Solomons. He's even gone as far as to have the head of the great Sebastian Thor preserved in there.
Absolutely hilarious.
Sebastian
At
Thor?
some point we
Who's
should-
that? Sebastian Thor was the shadowy and ill-defined figure who led the Confederation of Light and the people of the Imperium in the overthrow of the insane High Lord tyrant Gogi Van Dyer. Oh, okay, that ties that in. I mean, I still don't know him, but at least we have some sort of connection.
Send some Marines there to steal all his shit just to fuck with him.
I think I know a group of space marines capable of just that.
Who?
Do you now?
The Blue Boys
Do
again?
tell.
Well...
What is? Oh, it's, yeah, the Inquisition.
Stop right there!
We are here to interrogate you about certain message.
Who wrote the message?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Didn't you hear me? Who wrote the message?
None of them know.
How to do this?
Of course
No.
we are. Haven't you heard from the High Lord?
We are here to interrogate everyone on Terra.
Who wrote the fucking message? Where
Bruh.
are the gene stealers?
Where are the gene stealers? Oh! Yo!
Would you look at that?
Hell yeah.
Fashionable tracks running around harassing civilians. and Terra, no Terra. You came to the wrong neighborhood, shit. What makes you lunatics
The
think you are allowed
fabulous
to do
custodies.
this? Custodies? Aren't you supposed to stand in the Imperial Palace?
Not anymore.
This is a special occasion. Special enough that my loincloth is just...
What's a more interesting question?
I don't want to know that.
Is what you Inquisitors are doing here, burning Terra and harassing its citizens.
We are here because of a message supposedly sent from God Emperor himself.
Will they ever realize that it's actually him sending it?
Is to be disbanded.
Clearly, the message was written by a heretic, and we are going to find it.
Fools. The message is from the Emperor. Straight from
Oh,
the
here we
Sanctum
go.
Imperium
Will they believe him?
within the
Probably
Imperial
not.
Palace.
He is the reason why we're outside the palace in the first place. So you have no reason to perform this heinous act upon our planet.
Right? You don't move.
You would lie. If the Emperor was alive once more, we would know.
You heretics. The custodies are heretics. Let's get
What the
back
hell?
to Theodore and tell him about this.
Oh my god, this is so
Fucking
infuriating.
Inquisitors.
I'm now incredibly aroused.
And so am I. There's just something about these custodies. Oh, wait a minute. Carstodies? Wamoodies? Oh, that's great. I don't remember if I noticed that last time. More JoJo references. They make the world better. Right, episode 10. Bold and Foolish. Oh no, did they burn down Terra? All for this Inquisition that has literally no heretics behind it? It's actually just the Emperor himself? Like, bruh. What is going on here?
Because you'll wear a different chain.
Oh.
Before you say another word, Gervaticus, before you burn me like a heretic, listen to me. There is something I must do.
A Warhammer 40k musical would go so hard.
Please behind a suffering child. There is none but me who can intercede. In the Emperor's name, 3 days are all I need. Then I'll return. I pledge my word. Then I'll return. You must make me mad. I want the you across the years. Everything like you can never change.
What is going on here? Dang! Bruh! Okay, well, that happened.
Emperor, damn it all. Not a single useful subject has been found yet. Don't they understand that sitting around here is incredibly boring? Like being inside a retirement home.
Hey,
Pretty much.
Isn't it boring around here?
Oh my god, he's talking.
Incredibly boring.
Be quiet, Dominic. That's what I just said.
No, that's what I just said. You know,
Oh
what would
my
be fun?
God.
Letting me sit on your throne. I've
No.
always dreamed of being up on that throne and all the fun things I could do up there.
I said,
What the hell?
giving me a headache.
No!
Don't ever give him your throne.
Can someone feed the goat so he quiets down?
The goat?
We're trying to do important High Lord things here.
Shut up, little Billy! Now, to the business at hand. What were we discussing? I think it was something relating to banning the breathing of air
Oh
from anyone
my
that is not us.
god.
Air is one of the few natural resources left on Terra, and if all of the normals use it, it'll be not left for us.
The flesh is weak.
Well, I'm not sure. My generals need to breathe as well to their commands. Whatever
Yeah,
they
right?
are commanded again. And
Yeah.
I don't think they can do that very well without air.
I'll be honest with you, if anybody doesn't deserve air, it's probably you guys. Like, you're really wasting it. What are you guys even doing? Like, the Imperium of Man is a massive machine. every single human being within it is used as a cog within that machine. And sometimes literally, too. And these guys are a part of that machine, but they're like the dysfunctional part that clangs around and does nothing.
I usually seem to generate currents of air right before I have to poop.
Not this again.
Isn't breathing important?
It is.
I don't remember.
Oh.
I'm gonna lay down.
I'm gonna go lie down after listening to you guys.
Hello, we have urgent news.
Oh, hey!
The custodians are heretics!
Sandpaper cigarettes?
What?
I really need my fix of nicotine and throat lacerations. How
How
else
about
do you
no?
think I always sound so...
I was like, that those two things don't go together, but I guess for that purpose, yeah. I see.
calm and sexy.
What is it that you want? Don't you three have some sewage to investigate?
We were confronted by 3 custodians while interrogating some citizens.
Interrogating.
You're joking me, are you not?
They never leave the palace.
Custodians never leave the Imperial Palace.
They were right there, though. And the custodians told us that the Emperor really is the one who sent the message.
In the name of 1,000 dead fucking
Psychers?
heretics. Are you
heretics.
Kiss these are the heretics we are looking for.
Well, in that case, we're
No.
all straight into
Not the
Imperial
custodians.
Palace and taking those
They're just doing their job.
with us.
The mutant exhibitionist.
Hold your mega chairs for just a moment, Inquisitor. What do you think you were doing?
Not you.
Stop
All right,
standing
well,
around
here we
there
go.
all silent and dead like an unplugged fucking Mechanicus out and tell me who these space marines are. This anticipation is for some reason killing me.
Oh yeah, these
Then
guys
again,
to
I'm a
steal stuff
decaying
from
corpse, so that
Trazen.
might also be a contributing factor.
Well, they are renowned in the Imperium for stealing a lot of relics from both other chapters and factions within the Imperium. It's not really known how they do it, or exactly why, but they have somehow managed to amass an astounding amount of orchid due to this.
So what are they called?
I believe they're called something. Actually, I don't remember.
Way to fucking go, dildo head. You just reached a whole new level of stupid, the disappointing kind of stupid. Come to think of it, did you say chapter? As in, only a singular chapter within an entire legion is good at this?
Oh, no, my lord, they are not part of a legion.
Why the fuck would there ever exist a single chapter outside of a legion?
That doesn't make any
7
sense.
years after the War's Heresy, an event took place known as the Second Founding.
The second founding?
The what?
This
7
already
years
sounds about
after
as
the Horse
unnecessary
Heresy?
as the Dark Eldar. Wasn't the appropriately named only founding good enough?
Actually, I think the name was changed to the First Founding after they came up with the second one.
Really?
Oh.
Wow. What an unbelievable excess of stupid.
Anyway, the Primarch of the Ultramarines Robert Governor.
My singular cybernetic, I just detected a large rise in ignorance and hubris in this room from the mere mention of that name.
Created the Codex Astartes, which is a set of rules and guidelines that nowadays is used by thousands of space marine chapters throughout the galaxy.
Thousands?
Oh no.
The Codex Astartes became the foundation for a second founding, as Gulliman decreed that all legions still loyal were to be split up and organized into armies.
Okay, yeah, we know that
consisting of
part.
10 companies each. One of these chapters were to retain their parent legion's original name, symbol, and color scheme, while the others could basically go and do whatever they wanted with that.
So now we've got fucking ultramarine babies spread out across the entire galaxy.
Ah, okay. I see. So that's why there are like a ton of chapters out there that I don't know of, because they split off. They're technically speaking still under the same legion, but they're named a different thing and they use their own symbols and colors, and it goes into the whole Space Marines. You paint them how you want because it's your own chapter. Okay.
All secluded from the rest of the Imperium to form their own beliefs, dogmas, and hatreds inspired by the original, which was already an enormous pile of stupid to begin with. Seriously, are you actively trying to make my unlife even more difficult?
My unlife.
Well,
In addition, this dumb book has split up the Imperium's mighty bulwark and made it into a rotten picket fence that even a small child could break down. What made you people think that this was a good idea?
But my lord, Garland's intentions were noble. He recognized that in order for something like the Horus Heresy to not ever be possible again, the massive marine armies should be separated and spread out.
And now the Xeno activity is more rampant throughout the galaxy than ever. Perhaps the girly man's head wasn't stuck so far up his buttocks, fervently kissing his own ass, he would have proofread his work before publishing it. For all we know right now, there could be hundreds of chapters out there pledging their allegiance to chaos, or perhaps even worse.
Yeah.
And we have no fucking idea about it or a way to stop it, because all our defenses are so thinly spread. There could even be chapters consoling and accepting both Xenos and Chaos worshippers into the ranks.
You wouldn't know.
Maybe
there's just too many.
So fucking reclusive and historically inept that their mere existence sound like something out of a disgustingly horrible and shitty fanfiction.
Do you guys have the feeling we're being shit on really hard?
Oh no, what is this?
We're always being shat on.
You fish. Cactus? You thought that you were going to win this poker game.
What is going on here?
Fucking damn.
What the hell was that? Was that like some sort of meme chapter? But yeah, anyways, about the splitting of the chapters and how Guilliman did it with the Codex, I mean, at the time, I feel like it was an appropriate response. The biggest enemy to the Imperium of Man at the time was the Imperium of Man, so to make sure that none of it could ever happen again, it was split up, but obviously that also weakens the defenses, so it's kind of like a... I guess it's a lose-lose situation. Like, if only the Emperor was there, then... Well, no, even if the Emperor was there, the Horus Heresy still actually happened. Yeah, I mean, thinking about it, it's hard to say. Was it the right thing to do? I think ultimately it was, but Big E brings some good points here, though.
Speaking of which, did you tell them to cut his life support yet?
Nah.
It is very fucking important. Actually, when you've done that, make sure to bring that status field power adapter here. I might need that extra power to charge my data slate to play whatever new Battle Mace 42 million game is out, or whatever else might exist. Not Call of Duty, though. They seriously need to stop releasing those shitty fucking rehash games every year.
True. I'm so glad that I'm not a Call of Duty bro. I haven't gotten into the games, and I feel like I haven't missed out on anything. That being said, I think there were some pretty good Call of Duty games, and a lot of people just kind of play it to play zombies, which, you know, fair enough. Like, zombies mode is actually pretty fun. The older ones anyways. But yeah, it's you always expect to see a new one every year, and it's not that great.
Right. My lord, I'll make sure not to forget it this time.
Actually, come to think of it, are the Ultramarines somehow connected to all bad things that has happened for the last 10,000 years? It feels like we keep bringing them up all the time.
Well, they have kind of become the poster boys of the Imperium, so can't really avoid mentioning them. Oh, speaking of which, I actually remember the name of that feeding chapter now.
Really? What is it then?
The name of the chapter is The Blood.
I'm so sorry for interrupting you.
The what? The who? What chapter? The blood. Wait, okay, let me search it up. I don't know if I'll be able to find them, but okay. I actually found this Reddit post in the 40k lore subreddit. Is there a reason that the Blood Ravens seemingly steal everything? I guess that sounds about right. He was probably going to mention the Blood Ravens. And in the comments, it looks like there's no lore reason. This whole thing stems from the Dawn of War 2 games and ridiculous war gear they've got there. Oh, okay. I mean, speaking of Dawn of War, we really should play that. Well, I mean, there's probably some sort of lore reason behind it, but also maybe it's a little bit memey or just meta gaming because of the Dawn of War games. But I mean, for those of you that know, feel free to let me know in the comments.
But we have something very important to inform you two about.
The Inquisition is here.
My eternal torment upon this throne made manifest again.
You see, we were outside the palace, traveling through the spires of terror, when we noticed that everything was on fire.
Not in the usual sacred incense.
Not in the usual kind of fire,
yes,
yeah.
Indeed. Apparently there are Inquisitors running amok all around the planet. They are looking for the one who sent that message demanding the disbanding of the Inquisition and the Adaptus Ministoris.
So they have arrived.
Holy imperator berries, really?
Really?
Holy imperator
Go
berries.
to the High Lords immediately. Perhaps the Inquisitorial representative can be argued with. If not, we can just, eat him or something.
There is
Yeah,
no time.
just eat 'em.
Ross, let's go. I'm fucking down.
Oh.
I was foolish to believe you would hold a promise like this one. You are untrustworthy filth, not ever worthy of the Emperor's blessing.
Dang, that dude's going in.
Worthy of the Emperor's blessing. I am the only one who's going to save him from his very own corrupted bodyguard.
You are not entering the palace, Theodore.
I would like to.
This is such an accurate representation of what the Imperium is likely like. Everybody is doing something to fight with another human because they believe it's within the Emperor's will. And like, the Emperor didn't want any of this BS. But, well, here it is. People just believing that they're correct so they can just do horrible things and not feel bad about it. Like, people can do evil things as long as they believe that they're in the right. And I feel like that's likely the crux of a lot of Warhammer 40k stories, if I had to guess. Or, I guess, character motivations, let's say.
Try and stop.
I'll gladly show you. Guards!
Rawr.
Fyodor, we're surrounded.
Be quiet, Dominic.
Well, here we are, Theodore. At long last, I can put you and your miserable little cult away.
Oh, thank goodness.
Never to interfere with the Emperor's will again.
Foolish. Have you forgotten that my throne is a massive weapon arsenal?
Hey, easy, Ark. We're gonna light you up like a sandpaper cigarette if I had one.
You mentioning that again? Bruh.
Oh, if you and the rest of Terra do not meet my demands, I will have this entire room and all of its inhabitants fall prey to my throne of judgment. It is too bad for you that this passing decree is still
Too bad for you.
Theodore, you absolute ass.
Oh,
Yeah, no kidding.
bad. At least my meltdown will fly away from this existence instead of splattering your blood across the floor. Because that was your primary concern, wasn't it? Now, I am going into that palace, and I alone will save the
Oh, here we
Emperor.
go. A confrontation between Fyodor and the Emperor? So what? Okay, well, I guess that makes sense. This is a pretty pivotal point within the story where Fyodor's finally going to meet the Emperor, and the Emperor's probably going to grill the heck out of him. I wonder how his perspective will change, or will he still not believe that it's the Emperor? Maybe it could be like, oh god, it's the forces of chaos are kind of messing with my mind and creating these false voices within my head to make me think that the Emperor's talking. Or maybe we're not going to go down that route and he's actually going to realize that he's a dingus. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Also, what's the Imperial quote of the day? I'm blocking it, but my comment is contempt. My like is disgust. Nice. Honestly, words to live by. But yeah, we're done with season 1, I guess. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Hopefully sometime soon.